Hey, this is Johnny Boy Boxing at FightHype. I'm here with Wali Moses. How you doing?
All right, how about yourself?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Okay, we're in Philadelphia. We're here for the Jaron Ennis fight. You got your family member. He's fighting on the things. Queen Moses. What do you think about his potential future? In the sport of boxing.
Well, he's been boxing all his life, just like Shakur. And a lot of my other grandsons. But his potential has been, very well admired for a long time since he was a young kid. I know one period that he moved away from us for about 4 years, and he came back, and he jumped right back into boxing where he took off from, and he's been progressing ever since. He's been doing very well in the amateur. We put him in some high-profile fights. He's done very well, and I think now is the time for him to make that progression up into the next level, and he's really excited about doing it.
Absolutely. So, how well does Queen Moses perform against Shakur when they spar, being that they're cousins and everything? Does he hold his own?
Yeah, he holds his own. You can't ask him to do anything but try to hold his own. With all the efforts of making him better by sparring against such a high-level opponent. I think it only helps his progressions out there. Helps his confidence, makes him get better, and I think him having the blessing of boxing with Shakur and other high-power athletes, Ray and all those other guys, I think it helps his confidence a whole lot.
Absolutely.
Especially before he enters the next level. I think he has a place where he feels that he can do this from experience, from doing it at such a high level from the beginning. I think he feels that him going further, and the further he goes, he feels that he'll get better and better and better.
Absolutely. Now, Queen beat Floyd Mayweather's fighter Carmel Moten in the amateurs. Break down that fight, and why was Queen victorious? Because Carmel Moten is such a great talent.
Yeah, well, Carmel is such a great talent. He has a great family, and everybody talk a lot about Mayweather and Carmel, but I want to give Carmel's father a lot of credit, man, because I seen him there in the garage working out day in and day out. So I think I think he can attribute a lot of his stuff from his great father, and he has a great set of parents, man. And I think he's just a fruit off the tree, you know what I'm saying? And so I think he represents him and his family and as part of boxing very well. I've been a fan of his ever since he started the amateurs, so I've had the opportunity to watch him over the years and watch his progression, and I'm really proud of him.
Absolutely. Now, one day Queen and Carmel will meet in the professional ranks. Will defense be his bread and butter, being that Shakur has sparred with him so many times? Does he teach him the tricks of the trade, that defense don't get hit, make sure that you hit?
Right. Well, the thing that I love about it, that Queen and Shakur had the same trainer. So, I would look for them to keep emulating each other, as well as the stuff that, that he still hasn't learned yet. Queen is young, but we still know he has a long way to go in the sport of boxing, because we know there are levels to this. And I think, he'll really do well, graduating from level to level. And I think he should have a bright and successful career. I really do, I spoke highly of him for years, since he was a little kid, And now lately, Jay, Antonio, a lot of the guys are seeing the same thing that I told them about. So, I think everything now is this, he keep heading in the same direction that he does. I think that his maturization will go really, really well.
Definitely. Now, how's Shakur's hand after surgery? I see video of him hitting the bag. Is it getting stronger? How did that?
Well, we just as of this here week, we've been able to start hitting the bag again. You know what I'm saying? So he's very excited about that. Shakur is the one that never stays out of the gym, man. I think if he had a half arm, he'd be like nubbing it like this here. So the biggest thing, like I said, for us at this here point was to try to keep him within himself and try to keep him from injuring that hand and wanting to hit the bag so much, because He's been in the gym all his life. If you see Shakur, you know he's always punching everything. I don't know how many punches a day he throws. So, you know, it's just a part of him. So I think now he's able to hit the bag. I think, you know, the way his hand has been healing, the way he's been taking care of it, I think he'll progress really fast. And we'll be more than ready by the time we fight Zapa.
Okay, now Shakur set to face Zapa in the coming year. Many experts are picking Shakur to win. How does that fight play out?
Well, you know, Shakur asked me the other day, you know, I've watched Zapa fight in the past, you know, and she said, Pop-Up, did you look at Zapa yet? I said, no, I've seen some of his fight, but I started looking at him this here week. So when I started looking at him, you know, in boxing, we got things that we call doors and windows, and if the doors and windows are open, the flies come in. So I saw a lot of doors and windows in his game, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, a lot of those things are things that we naturally exploit, you know. If his hand speed can nowhere near match us, it's going to be a long night for him because, you know, he presents himself right there, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not like he tried to avoid getting hit. You know, his last fight that I watched, he was getting hit quite a lot. It just wasn't the right person hitting him. He didn't get hit off enough. So, you know, I really, really love our chances with his style, you know what I mean? I don't think, you know, other than him punching the volume and punching, you know, I think he may look at himself and, you know, a lot of time look at, you know, what he accomplishes from his punching. But, you know, fighters like us, you know, we look at that thing and, you know, we see what we can get from him punching, you know. We see a lot, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of that wide stuff we feel may not hit us because he gets pretty wide sometimes, you know, and I don't want to talk about the flaws that I see he might try to correct in them, but yeah, but you know, I see a lot of vulnerabilities, you know, that, you know, we can exploit, you know, with our hand speed and, you know, with our technique, you know, so I'm looking forward to this here fight, and this is the kind of fight that Shakur really wanted. He wanted somebody there to be there, can bring the pressure to him, that he can really, really show his skills and showcase his skills in the round. So I think this is a very great fight for Shakur, and I think he's so excited about it because he have a real opportunity to showcase his skill against a competitive fighter like you say they don't fight it so well, you know. Oh man, we've been looking for these kind of fights ever since he started, man. If you guys notice, man, we've been asking for fights from the Liam Wood, the guys in Great Britain over here, and every time we get to fight them, they move them up to somebody else or let somebody else fight them. We never get a chance to fight them. So I think if he had gotten a chance to exploit those fighters, you know, people would really see and understand his skill set a lot more. But being that he didn't, you know, other people got it. But my thing, people just pay attention. Why won't they fight him? And why they take him up and let him fight somebody else in another weight class before they let him fight him in their defending weight class? So, you know, that had a lot to do with his frustrations, you know what I'm saying? So between that, you look at Shakur coming out of amateur boxing, possibly the greatest fighter ever in the U.S. history of boxing, because, like, he's the only one to win, three world titles, world championship titles, Olympic gold. Okay, he headed the only world team that won a team title in America. You know what I mean? Yeah. I trained all three fighters. USA won it. He was the captain of that team. He led that team, and so he's the only American fighter ever in the world to win the AIBA Boxer of the Year. You know, no other male fighter has ever done that. Clarissa Seal's done that. So we look at everything that he do now, and like I said, he gets frustrated because he has a lot of accomplishments, you know, in terms of proving that he was the best fighter in America, which a lot of other guys didn't do. They took the shortcut and ran out to Mexico or somewhere and jumped in the pros. Okay, he did that. He proved. Now he went along proving that he was one of the best fighters in the world. He won the Olympic silver, but everybody felt he won the gold. But you know, that's part of his legacy as well. So him doing all the things that he'd done and setting a precedence what a lot of other boxers haven't done. So when he look at that as a young man, he say, well, damn, Why these guys ain't good? They went to fight guys with 244 losses and 20 fights and 152 losses and 20 fights, and they saying these the best guys in the world, and they never finished on the highest level in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? They got beat. All of them got beaten in the amateurs.
Yeah.
They didn't get beat once. They got beat more than one, multiple times. Shakur not that one that got beat multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that ever got awarded a decision against Shakur went back and cleaned it up. So, you know, he left the amateurs untarnished, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to make that sure and clear that he was the best fighter in America. This is why he, you know, went through what he did. And you say the Olympic level, that was his same goal also. So you can't say that Shakur is not one of the guys that fought the best fighters in the world on the lowest level. Now we fighting the best fighters in the world on the highest level and not dodging nobody, man. That's just the situation that we are. So we look at it as a legacy. You know, everything is part of his legacy to prove who he is and prove his place in boxing history.
Absolutely. Now, finally, Shakur and Tank. That's the mega fight. That's like Leonard Hearns, you know, throwback to the 80s. How difficult will it be for Shakur to get past Gervonta Tank's power in that fight? And how does he do it?
Everybody thinks Shakur been hit by some of the best and done by turning some of the hardest punches.
Heavyweights too as well, right?
Yeah, okay, so we're not worried about Shakur taking the punch. And the biggest thing, most hypocritical thing that I think is that somebody really think they can hit Shakur with that wild ass shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, Shakur's not one of the ones that one time shame on you, two times shame on me, three times damn I'm stupid. We don't make that, we too intelligent for that, you know. We've been boxing Tank, Shakur, when we was a kid, Pop. I want to spar Tank. I want to spar Tank. I want to Calvin Woody. I want to spar Tank. I couldn't stop Shakur from sparring Tank, and that was when he was a kid. Now he's bigger, faster, strong, all that, man. You think Jokers think Shakur fought his last 7 to 8 fights with bad hands. Okay, he fought 2 fights of the world title fights with one hand and out to beat the opponent. So you know, this here surgery and this here injury, I think, you know, was the best thing that happened to us because he actually got a chance to let his hand heal. But he loved to fight so much, he don't want to miss a fight. He don't want to miss it, but God has a way of working things out for him. You know, he wanted to go into this fight, believe it or not. He didn't want to do the surgery, wanted to go out there and fight with one hand again. But I said, no, we can't take that. You can't do that all the time. You know, get to a point where you can't even use it for defense. You use it for defense, it hurts now. So, you know, all those days is over. So this here surgery and the way it happened, it was a godsend, you know what I mean? For him to get it done now and us to go into our future, heal, and have the biggest fights of our life.
Definitely. Now, Keyshawn Davis had a spectacular performance last night. I need to know your reaction to him knocking out Gustavo Lemos.
Well, my reaction is DV3 is right there where it's supposed to be. So, you know, I like the performance from all of them, Keon, Kelvin, especially Keyshawn. Keyshawn know he's going to come up there and take care of business because, hey, that was a showcase for him. That was his home. That was his town. He came up there to do what he doing, be him. And that's what I love about it, man. I just love them. I love their family. I love what they do. And, man, they're some of the best people I know. And in terms of Bomac and the crew, that's my family. I love them, bro. I've never been treated, you know, I went to a fight town or met a group of people that treated me so well, you know what I mean, that, hey, man, they can't do no wrong by me. we one big family.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So then now Keyshawn and Tank, they're going back at it on social media. What do you think about that? Well, how does Keyshawn perform against Tank Davis? Is he ready now? Does he need a little bit more seasoning? Or?
No, Keyshawn is ready now, man.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now. See, so it's one thing, you know, that Keyshawn can depend on, you know, his attitude. He has the attitude of a champion. You know, he had the will of a champion, you know what I'm saying? And we know most of the time, will be skilled. So, you know, I love that from him. I love the character. When I first met him, Shakur said, Dad, I got this friend named Keyshawn. He said, you're going to love him. He's going to be nice. He's going to be nice. So as we went on and went to know him, you know, he got a chance to know me. I had a chance to know his family. Man, and Keon, me and Keon ain't never lost a fight together, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, they like family, you know. I don't have anything bad or negative to say about him, but none but love to give him and wish him all the success in the world. I know his competitiveness, and I know the family competitiveness. You know, the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. They have a wonderful mother, wonderful parents, grandmother, sisters, brothers, that every family wishes to have that type of unity and believe in faith in each other, and it'll take them a long way.
Absolutely. Now I want to talk about Abdul Mason. He was dropped twice in the first round, came back in spectacular fashion, and he knocked out Johan Vasquez in round 2. What do you think about that performance?
Well, when Abdullah came into boxing, they came to camp with us, with Jay and MJ, and Shakur put them through the tests and whatnot, the brothers, and they're very formal, they're athletic, man. Their father is in a case of his own, because his father, to me, is like their stability. He's that man right there, holding them all together and keeping everything together, and make sure they have within themselves who they are. And he makes them aware of who they are and what they can be, which I think is so essential when you have a parent that can really teach you those things and keep you the balance in life, the good, the bad, the right, the wrong, the success, and how to deal with the success, okay? How to deal with the pitfalls up and down. That's one great thing, that you have a father that's been so inspirational that you could believe in like him. So I commend him and the whole family, man. I haven't known them very long, but I've known them since they came into boxing, since they came to Vegas and started boxing, and I'm one of their biggest fans too, and supporters.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. We wish you the best of luck tonight. And this is Johnny Boy Boxing at FightHype. We'll catch you at the fight.
Thank you, bro.
All right, thank you. God bless.